U.S. Senator was in Harrisburg today trumpeting a bill that passed last weekend. He calls it a game changer for seniors, middle-class Americans, and the environment, but opponents aren't so sure. Dennis Owens joins us with that tonight. Dennis.
Hello, Alicia. It narrowly passed after a marathon voting session last weekend. Democrats hope what they're calling the Inflation Reduction Act will give them momentum heading into the election in November. Republicans insist it will only push high prices higher.
It's an enormous achievement for the American people.
After a marathon session last weekend, 51 Senate votes squeaked out the Inflation Reduction Act.
It's a good bill. It's fiscally sound.
Democrat Bob Casey touted its reduction of prescription drugs for seniors and its subsidies for clean energy and the requirement to reduce carbon emissions by 40% by 2030.
Huge breakthrough in our efforts to combat climate change.
I mean, they talk about climate change, but listen, paying rich people to buy Teslas is not going to affect climate change.
But Republican Senator Pat Toomey calls the spending reckless that will only make inflation worse. Pro-business groups hate the tax increases on corporations making more than $1 billion and people making more than $400,000, and despise the aggressive increase in people trying to collect those taxes.
87,000 more IRS employees. That's more employees than we have in state government, added to the IRS to enforce tax laws. That's not what the people want.
But Casey insists people do want the bill. Special interests don't.
Dennis, you know what the power of lobbyists are in Washington. There's been more lobbying power exerted on this bill than anything I've seen in recent history.
So the bill passed the Senate. It is on to the U.S. House, where it's expected to be passed and be signed by President Biden. Casey called it a last best chance to wrestle in a meaningful way with climate change, perhaps signaling that he expects Democrats are going to lose one or both houses of Congress. Back to you.